Welcome everybody. I'm in a new location today. I'm so happy to be in this sacred space at 12 Senses Retreat. And this is a space that has 4 beautiful themed rooms. And I come here occasionally and practice yoga and we stream. So we are streaming, and I'm also here with my beautiful students. Tammy's here with me, Kay's here with me, and Masami, and they're on my Zoom, so I'm multitasking. I love it. So Tuesday at this time, I practice more restorative. So that is what we're going to do today. So if you're able, please join in. It's about an hour restorative yoga class. And why do we practice yoga? So that we could come back to ourselves, come back to that quiet space of stillness where we know all the answers. Wouldn't that be great? So that's why we're here. All right, so child's pose, letting your hips come towards your heels. Great way to start supporting the head with double fists. You can rock the forehead side to side and massage your forehead with a knuckle. Okay, so start there. Turn off the heater to give it a little bit more quiet. All right. Let's take 3 deep breaths together in through the nose and just let it out through the mouth. And we'll do that 2 more times. In through the nose, right into the low back, and then let it go out through the mouth. Wow. Last time, in through the nose. Deep inhale, hold, and let it out through the mouth. Wow. Great. If you have your double fists, release them and walk the fingers towards the front of the mat. Drop the forehead down. Again, really sense the softness and the release in the low back. Couple deep sighs. Gently walk the hands over to the right. Let the head drop down through. You can feel the sensation in the shoulder. Even take that left hand on top of the right. See if that works. If it doesn't, just keep it side to side. Don't need to overdo it. We're just getting started. Letting your whole body settle and relax. Jaw and face relax. Great. Come back to center on an inhale. And exhale to the other side. Right hand on top of the left. Head comes through. Let your whole body relax. Just like your jello. Your bones are jello. Beautiful. Come back to center. You can tell there's some activity going on. Woo. Kind of like my cat and dog when I'm streaming from my home studio, right? We have these little outside that we kind of move out and come inward, and it doesn't matter. Nothing matters, just this yoga, the yoga breath, the yoga focus. It takes a lot to focus, huh? Round into the back, cat-cow, chin into your chest. It gets easier towards the end of class, always, to find that focus, to let that restlessness go, you know? You come right back into yourself. So cat-cow, letting the belly drop, the heart reach forward. Beautiful way to start class. Or even if you're on your own and you were to do one posture that would be awesome and simple, would be this cat-cow to wake up the spine. Good. Each direction, find either an inhale or an exhale. And it doesn't matter which way. You can explore, experiment. Maybe you have the inhale on the low end, belly down, the cow. And the exhale on the round, the cat. Gosh, if you're like me, I'm getting all these pops and cracks. It's amazing. Last two. Last one. Excellent. Good. Then just walk the hands forward for puppy pose. So that your back is nice and flat. You can drop your forehead down, let your sit bones move back, stretch out the arms, you can soften into the feet. I just automatically want to circle out my ankles. You may be with me too and want that. Don't forget the breath. Circling out the ankles, let them rest. You can even look forward with your chin on the mat, walking the hands forward, the hips back. Couple deep sighs. Wow, good. Head, forehead comes down. Make it supportive. One hand comes in, the other hand comes in. Great. Prepping yourself for down dog now. So tuck the toes under. And power the knees. For this beautiful strength through your core. So your ribs are in, your micro bent elbows, your knees are hovering. Just this in itself is strengthening. So just hold that for a sec. And then inhale together. Exhale, push the hips high, straighten out the legs, let the head drop down. Good. Spread the shoulders wide. And yeah, take advantage of this and just give your heels, bicycle movements. It's like you're pedaling out your down dog. Yeah, even shaking out the head, taking a couple deep sighs. And then find that stillness. Little micro bend in the knees is nice, especially on that first down dog. A little micro bend, tilt the pelvic bowl, sit bones lifting. That's this edge. That sit bone is here where you're lifting that up, letting the knees drop and letting that pelvic bowl drop forward. Great. And then if it feels right, you can straighten out into the hamstrings. So it's just these little stages to move through your down dog. I can already feel some clearing in my sinuses and the head. The breath is starting to come a little longer and easier. Again, down dog happens to be a more advanced posture. If you need to go back into puppy pose with the knees dropping, do that. Or go back into child's pose too. That's awesome. All right, and then little baby steps. Walking yourself to the front of the mat. Taking your time, letting the head relax. Even I just like, so much thinking in the head and you're looking up. Just let that head relax. In fact, shake it out. Yes. Shake it out. No. Till you're in this nice forward fold. Go ahead and grab the elbows.
Give this some rocks side to side. You can even put weight into each foot. So you're off to the right side, you're off to the left side. A little swing in the wind. Really good. Just taking your time. Excellent. And then release the hands. You can use them for support. In fact, we'll do a few with support and without. So dropping the hips low. Take a breath and then come back up. So you're just warming up ankles and hips. And you can do this quickly or slowly at your own pace. And if you feel like you want a little bit more, you can also try it with your elbows above your head. So like we were just in that forward fold with our elbows, take a breath, and then you come back into that forward fold. And then repeat, using your core strength to stabilize. Inhale to bring yourself into this squat, and then exhale to forward fold. Your own rhythm, your own timing. These are just suggestions. You can even bounce on the low end, Sensing your hips and your ankles. Good. A couple more like that. Letting that whole upper body be free. Good. Nice. All right, so then stay on the malasana. You can release your arms, and we'll explore into just this creative flow with the arms. So inhale, one arm comes up. Exhale, let it release. And then the other side. Inhale, bring that up. Wow, you can linger. Exhale. So nice. So there's even movements with that shoulder. If you want to roll that shoulder around. Oh, yeah, just make it yours. What would you do? What would you do on your own in your own practice? Exploring your body. Remembering to breathe. I'm just here to inspire. Oh, so good. One more time. And those sighs, if those sighs come naturally, let them happen. Really good. Awesome. All right, stay in that beautiful malasana. And I have blocks. Hopefully you have blocks too. Let's sit in malasana for about 8 breaths. Then bring my block over and sit. If you don't need a block, great, fine. Don't use it. But I tend to really appreciate the support, especially if we're going to hold it for a little bit. So the trick is, I just want to make sure you're sensing this. The trick is to make sure your sit bones are moved back and you still have this natural sort of scoop in the back. And then your torso lifts tall, elbows, inner edge of the knees. Palms can come together. Close your eyes. You can also do this in a chair, a high stool, whatever works for your hips or your knees. Okay, and we tend to want to bring our chin up, so make sure you feel your throat in and your chin slightly down. If you choose to keep your eyes open, let them stay still in a quiet space. Sink into the feet, activate the pressure inward, and elbows pressing out. All right, so we'll do another 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Feel the movement up the spine. Exhale. Inhale. That perfect place of effortlessness. And that perfect inner smile too. Hopefully you have that spark on the inside. Oh yeah. It's equal on all sides. Last 2 breaths. Last breath. Feel it lengthen upward. And then as you exhale, feel it sink down into the feet, down into the low back. Good. All right. So now a preparatory breath. Inhale. Release the hands, lean forward, and then all the way into straighten the legs. Good. Nice. Whew. Shake it out. Shake out the head. Rock side to side, and then spiral yourself or roll yourself all the way up. Really good. Once you're at the top, that was a lot. You can give yourself a nice slow roll up. You can give yourself a little pounding on the back, a little bounce, and a little circle. Really good. So good. Excellent. Ooh, nice. All right. Heel toe the feet just underneath the hips. Take your arms high, side bending. So right hand, left wrist. Inhale to reach that through. So you're pulling that left wrist up. And as you exhale, bring it over to that right side. One of my favorite postures, just stretching out that side body. Check in with your feet, letting the feet be firm, rib cage spirals up, dropping down to that right side. Good, inhale, come back up, switch sides, off to the left side. And that rib cage, just let that rib cage spiral upward, chin slightly turns. Good, come back up. We'll go back to the right side. You can still keep that pull on that left wrist. But this time, take the left foot, bring it behind you. Crisscross, moving my block a little bit. So yeah, it's just this shift of weight behind you. What it's doing, it's helping to open up this left side just a tad more. You can feel that. You can even look down. No rules. It feels like I want to look down. Oh, and yawn. Oh, so nice. Good. Come up. Release the arms. Bring the hands behind you. Drop the chin down and push the fists out. I'm just going centered. My chin is centered upward. My arms are reaching back and lifting. That should feel really good. And then slowly draw the chin down, lean into that front foot, and let that left foot sort of float behind you. Good. And we're more restorative today, so just release the hands onto the hips, bend into that front knee. So you could just balance. It's like you're on a fulcrum, this central place, your hips, into warrior 3. Good. Then slide this left knee forward, interlace the fingers, and last little bit on the side, bring your knee up towards your left shoulder. Good. So your standing foot, I know. Yeah, if you fall out, just go back in. And then this top foot, this left foot, let it crisscross over the leg. So now you're in this X. And we'll do a crisscross forward fold. Moving slowly, just like a dance. Inhale, gaze. Exhale, swan dive forward. Really nice. Again, extra support if you need it. So say you're about right here, you could just use your hands on a block. I'm a little bit flexy in my hamstrings so my head can drop. My hands are on the floor. But everybody's body's different, so please just go to where your body stops. No need to be anywhere else. Inhale, halfway lift. Heart's reaching forward. Exhale, pull back in. Good. Walk the hands over to one side. Stretching that out. Come back to center. And then the other side. Really nice. And then come back to center. And let's do it. Let's step back. So hopefully you're at the front of the mat. If not, like I did, I just kind of pivoted my feet, stepped back to that high plank. And from your high plank, move from down dog to high plank. And just go back and forth with breath. Don't forget to breathe. So inhale one direction, exhale the other. Again, you can also just go into child's pose and give yourself a nice little rest, a little break. It's up to you. I really enjoy this high plank to bent knee down dog. I think it's awesome for the hips, opening the hips and low back. Really cool. Good. And then even two choices. You could stay in your high plank and heel right and left. If you want a little bit more core strengthening, you can also do that same right and left in your down dog, which is awesome. So right to left. So we call this Egyptian down dog. Yeah. So if you've just tuned in, I'm at 12 Senses Retreat, and there are 4 rooms here that are themed, and it is my really good friend Anka who created the space in Encinitas, California. So yes, awesome space. Oh, so good. Who loves Egyptian down dog? I do. All right, and we'll take a break. Let's do that in the child's pose. Just drop the knees, toes together. Bring your hands, elbows in, little massage again for the forehead. Just rocking that forehead right there. Nice. Yeah, keep breathing. Really good. And from this beautiful wide knee child's pose, we're moving into a little bit of a back bending before we do that other side bending standing up, just to keep us on track. I did not forget about that standing sequence. But from this wide knee child's pose, move yourself into the snake-like movement and come forward into this bent knee up dog. Oh, it's so good. So take an inhale. Use that exhale to move back. Inhale to move forward. Exhale to move back. Couple more like that. Inhale, snake-like bent elbows into this gorgeous back bend. You can even have that deep sigh on the exhale. You can move that fire, that apana out through the mouth. That works beautifully too in this vinyasa. Just movement with breath. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Wow. And if you notice that holding that sweet spot of quiet, that has significance. That's special. So if you feel like you need to, hold that space, that void for 4 counts, awesome. It's kind of a natural way of creating more energetic, expression of the breath. Absolutely powerful. And that, that happens naturally. If you watch your yoga practice, those quiet holds are powerful. Nobody had to teach you that. It just comes. You're like, you pause in that quiet spot, and then you let it all go. All right, come back to down dog. Give it a little bit more play. Maybe there's this movement hand to hand, heel to heel. Switching directions. And then hold just for 3 breaths in quiet and very stillness, because sometimes there's a lot of movement, and other contrast to that would be quiet stillness. So just hold for 3 breaths in stillness in your down dog. Arms are long, maybe the knees push back a little bit more. Even out the shoulders. Awesome. And then step up. Heart lifts, halfway lift. Exhale to pull back in. Let's take advantage of this pull back with bent knees, head relaxed, torso right on the upper thighs, and arms around the calves. Oh yeah. You can even pound if you feel any tension in the back and you need some massage, some self-care, some stimulation. Just pound out your back. Sink into your feet. Don't forget to sink into your feet. Activate the inner lines of your calf. Make sure the head's relaxed. Oh yeah. Nurturing your body. Telling you a lot. Oh gosh. A lot of nurturing right now. I'll even say that and I feel emotional. Let it go. Just let it go. Yeah. All right. So interoception. Use your hands on your shins. Come right up. Grab your knees. Again, you're fully supporting yourself. And then circle out your knees. I'm going to turn so you can see me a little bit. So you have your knees and you're just giving that deep sighs and some circling, some massage. Check in with your eyes and your face. You just want it to be still, that still, quiet thought. More quiet you have your eyes, the less thinking. Just keeps the nervous system calmer. You can just listen to the voice, listen to the movement of your breath. All right, pause in chair. So now you're just sitting. Grab the power through that midsection. You can even put your hands on your hips and push your hips back a little bit, activating these IT band and your glutes. Reach the arms forward. Sit a little lower. Spread out the toes. Imprint the feet into the mat. Good. Smiling. I'm really low. I love it because it just makes me feel so strong. So sit lower, pull your hips back, lift your torso a little taller. Good. Last breath. And then there you go. So good. Cactus arms. And a little walkabout. And if you have water, maybe a glass of water. Might feel a little sip of water before we do side bending on the other side. Yoga walk. What's a yoga walk? Mindful heel to toe. Staying tall. My toes stick up too much, so I'm trying to round them. Maybe I should do a point and drop. Point
and drop. Like I said, there's no rules. Ballerina. Good. Amazing. All right, so now we have that other side bend. So arms come high, left hand, right wrist. Take a breath. Over to the left side. Good, lean into the left foot. Take that right foot. Swing it behind you for that C curve over to the left. Good, you could either chin up or chin down. I think I did chin down on the other side, so I'll be consistent. Keep it the same. Nice. Head comes up. Inhale. Exhale. Release the hands behind you. I'm dropping my chin because it just feels like an added bonus for my neck as I bring the palms together and interlace my fingers. As I push down into the fist, my chest is lifting. Still even with the feet at the moment. And then I slowly draw my chin up. Open up the shoulders. Really nice. I just thought of what I wanted to do after this, you guys. I have a whole sequence that just appeared in my mind. Good. Chin drops down. Nice. Lean into that front foot. And then that back foot. Oh, I'm going to do that again. Because of those transitions, super cool and awesome. Because they teach you this body awareness. So keeping your torso lifted, lean a little bit forward through the chin. Let that right leg just drape back. Nice. You can release the hands to the waist. And we did a little bend in that front knee. And then find your sweet spot where your torso is coming forward and your back leg is going back. So it can be parallel to the earth or it could be a diagonal. In fact, I'm going to just hang out in diagonal. Letting the chest open, letting that right hip drop. Couple breaths more. See if you can find that sweet spot of effortlessness. All right, right knee comes through. I'm playing with my breath. I always do. Make your breath yours. Interlace that fingers right to the knee. Lift it up. I know, is the standing foot on fire or what? And then cross that right knee down. Little pinky toes touch. Good. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, swan dive forward. Why are we doing this yoga again? To soothe our nervous system and to really bring some lubrication, flexibility into our body. Shake out the head, nice forward fold. Again, you can remember to use your blocks. Halfway lift. Exhale to pull back in. One more like that, sinking into the feet. Let your heart reach forward. You can even walk your hands a little higher on your shin. Exhale, pull back in. Wow. Walk it over to that right side, left side, whichever side you want. We're doing both. And then back to center, and then the other side. Wow, so good. Come back to center. Excellent. Now, hopefully you're at the front of the mat. If not, just wiggle your way to the front on the mat with your hands and step to the back of the mat with your feet. Good. Again, you could do your high plank. This is my little shakeout for my body. It's what I've discovered that works nicely for me. You're more than welcome to go through a high to low push-up.
But today's class is more really supportive, gentle, not so much about push-ups today. All right, so my grand plan that I had, just spontaneously thought, right leg high, bring that right knee. In fact, actually, you guys, bring it more gentle. Come to tabletop, starting tabletop. Yeah, because this is more restorative class. Bring the knees together. Take that right knee and just circle out that right knee. I'm going into pigeon, so I have a whole pigeon sequence that I would like to do. Circle out that right knee. Make sure you go both directions. Excellent. And then you can straighten out that right leg behind you, ribs in. Find that power through that right leg. And then knee comes in between your thumbs and set yourself into pigeon. Okay, again, these props are amazing. I'm going to use a prop underneath my right hip, just keeping it a little bit more gentle. In fact, you can use a prop underneath your head too. So maybe there's a bolster or another block, which I probably should have, but I'm going to double fist it, I think. Double fist is good too. Whoa. Oh yeah, so find that sweet spot where you're not overdoing it, not overstretching today. Just keep it super gentle and sweet. You can adjust this back foot by moving the foot over to the right slightly. And you take another 5 breaths here. I'm going to rest my head. And it shifts too. So, throughout this, I'm trying to get comfortable. It's hilarious. So throughout this, it always is changing. So if you feel like you need to adjust. Back to my elbows, I think, today. So, yeah. You just experiment. Find out what works. Left hip is dropping. Belly's relaxed. Oh, wow. It takes time. You notice that? It's getting better. Each breath, it gets a little deeper, a little more relaxed. Last 2 breaths. So good. Last one. All right, so come on out with your torso. Walk your hands back a little bit. I'm going to take the block out. So if you have a block, let that block come out. Going to lean to that right hip and change this left leg and let the toes come up. Your right heel can come a little closer towards you and make sure you're just finding that central place of your sit bones. You see that? Really good. Left arm comes high. Reach it over to that right knee and peek behind you. Okay, that's it. Just notice this twist right from the base of the spine. You could explore with the straight leg, pointing and bending, flexing, pointing and flexing, which I think feels really cool. Yeah, absolutely. Then on a exhale, right arm comes up and over for a side bend. Lots of ways to explore this. Hand behind the head, continuing to look up. Good. Come up and then shift this left hand. You can either bring it on a block, which is awesome. For those of us who are a little tight, bring it on a block and let it come over this way. If it goes all the way down to the ground, naturally you could do that and then reach for the toe. I'm actually in this middle place where I like the elbow on the block and up and over, and still keep my hand behind the head. Upright spine. Takes me a little bit more time to want to go deeper with this left arm. So just use your best judgment and transition how you want to transition. Eventually it can come right over and reach for that toe. As that right hip stays heavy. You know, I talk a lot, so you tune out what you don't need and take what you do. Okay, so let's come on up, and this time, pelvic bowl rocks forward. Good. You can rest your head on your hands. Take a few breaths. Oh yeah, lower back, releasing and relaxing. Three more breaths. 4 counts in and 4 counts out. 2 more breaths. Wow, last breath. Really nice. Come on out. Awesome. So, and then the last posture on the sequence is left leg spirals around to the front, and you're crossing over. So options here also, for those of us who are tight, you can straighten that bottom leg. In fact, I love that for my hips actually, but you're more than welcome to keep that leg bent. If you straighten it out, your hips end up being a little bit more connected to the mat. Right arm high, and then turn to that left side. Good. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale to deepen. Inhale, lift. Exhale to turn. Last 2. Wow, 1 more breath. Inhale. I couldn't resist that third breath. Awesome. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, gently unwind, and we'll go the other direction. So you can just drop your forehead towards the right. Sometimes it's super sweet rocking side to side of the head into that right leg, right hip. Good. Gently come out. Unwind this top leg. Bring it back. Bend your right knee up. I have to bend it, but you may not because you kept it bent, right? Come into that pigeon and then release. We're just going to take this right leg and shoot it up. Again, you have choices. You can come into your tabletop or you can come into your down dog to spiral out that right hip. Keep the breath. Oh, so good. Playtime with that right side. Amazing. Love it. All right, frame the foot or frame the mat a bit, drop your knees and come back into child's pose. Stretch it out, right? Go to the right with your torso. Come back to center and go to the left. Just stretch out the side body, get the mid torso to come a little bit out of the waist. Come back to center. Sort of like cleaning the slate before we do our other side for pigeon. Okay, so back to tabletop, knees together. Take that left knee high, circle it out. How's your breath? Nice and fluid, in through the nose, out through the nose. Each side is different. All right, left leg straight back. We really fired up the frequency in that left leg by just giving it some pulse. Straighten out that leg. And then slide it in between the thumbs. Again, if you use a prop on the right, definitely sort of even that out with the prop on the left. Much more comfy on this side for me. Take a breath and then melt forward. Bolster, blanket, double fists, block, nice supports for the head. Really good. Occasional sigh. If you've been with me for a while, oh my gosh, all my tribe, Tammy and Kay and Masami, they all know left side. I tend to want to hang out on this left side. So more than welcome to or not. You can shift into that next pose. Do you remember what our next pose was? See if you remember what we did next. What did we do? I'm going to have to turn around for it. Definitely. Oh, so good. I love this side. All right, so we're coming up. I'll show you what we did. We took the block out and then leaned in to that hip. See that? And then turn the toes up on this side. So now your hips are nice and flat behind you with the heel coming in. So that's it from the back side, but I definitely want to face you guys. So I'm going to come in. Nice. Oops, yeah. So it's left heel in, right leg is straight. Good. So find the root. I'm even adjusting my glutes. I'm pulling my glutes back. Take the right arm, bring it towards the left knee. Feel yourself growing really tall. That's it. Inhale to lift, and then exhale, give it a turn. Look over that left shoulder. We did a playtime with the toes, flexing back right into the hip, and then pointing. Moves right into that hip. Oh yeah. Really cool. And then that left arm high, up and over to the right side. Wow. Can use the left hand behind the head, opening the chest. Came up to center, just to center the spine. Where's my other block? Oh, I only have one block. Use your prop for the elbow. Okay, depends on how flexible you are, but I need my elbow. So the right hand now moves to the block. Left arm is still up and above. You can reach for the foot. You can still support the head and spiral up. So make this yours. Just play with it how you feel. Your stretch needs to happen on that left side body. Of course we have gardeners. Yeah, oh well. So So now I'm going to shift it a little lower. Holy moly. It will pass. Oh, I love this side. Again, the left side is the yummy side, the feel-good side for me. Inhale, bring it tall. Good. Pause at that central place. And then tilt the pelvic bowl forward. Elbows down. Support your head. Use a block. So nice. Try to relax into the low back. Any tension, just go right into the low back and see if you can release just a little bit more. Especially on that exhale. Just mind's eye right to the low back. Inhale. Let it go. Exhale. Excellent. So moving slowly, those transitions. Inhale, come up. Exhale, right leg comes over that left. Spiral it over. So you may enjoy this twist this way with the bottom foot. If you straighten out the bottom foot on the other side, make sure you balance that way too. All these really nice tricks, I lifted my whole hips up to bring my pelvic bowl tilted forward a little bit by moving the glutes back. These are all little details. Left arm high, inhale, and then turn to that right side. Again, committing to 5 breaths. Inhale, lift tall, exhale to spiral and open. Inhale, exhale for 4. Staying focused. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Last 2, inhale, tall, exhale to twist. Last 1, inhale, lift, exhale to turn. Gentle, gentle, not too hard. Especially on twists, you want to be really gentle with yourself, super gentle. Look forward, exhale, release over to that left side, letting the head drop. All right. Real life, I gotta love it. All right, so unwind, and we want to make sure we balance that left hip like we did the right hip. So bring your right leg straight back for pigeon. Take a breath, tuck the toe, shoot it way back for that spiral out of that left hip. Almost forgot that, but we want to keep it balanced. It's almost like the body reminds you, you know? The body says, hey, don't forget me. That hip says, hey, don't forget me. You totally need to honor what your body tells you. Going with the flow. You do your yoga and you go with the flow. Everything works out. Everything is always working out. Absolutely. Woo! Alright, awesome, you guys. Come back down to your knees, but we're going to bring our knees over to the right and sit on that hip or whichever side you want, and then come spiraling forward with the feet. Good. Excellent. So just another 5 minutes. You're going to close up, walk your hips back on the mat, noticing the low back and the upright sensation of your inner lines. We'll do that one more time. Just this walking with this upright. Good. Still breathing. Back to the front. Once you're at the top, at the front of the mat, make sure it's a little tap back. Tap back. Good. Awesome. Yeah, and before we do a forward fold again, take a reverse tabletop, which opens the front hip of the hips. Reverse tabletop, fingertips towards your heels, little bounce in the elbows. Inhale, exhale, up you go. Really nice. I just love my yoga. It feels good in my body. Hopefully my feel good translates or comes across. Should feel good. Gently drop down. Once you're down, drop the knees to the right. Good. Hips drop. Knees go to the right. Inhale, bring them to center. Knees to the left. Back to the right. And then circle. Massaging that glute. Come back to center. And then the other side. I'm even getting into the rib cage a little bit. Excellent. Back to center. Straighten out the legs one more time. Walk the hands close to you. Oh, this is nice. Plant the hands next to your hips. And see if you can lift that up. Eventually you'll do both feet. But you can try one at a time. How cool is that? Yeah! Good, Kay. I love it. All right, forward fold. Last forward fold. I'm going to use a block for my head. Exhale. Holding the block for my forehead. You don't have to. You can just go all the way over. But this is very supportive. Nice. Really good. Let your back release. Surrender into the heaviness of the head. Starting to really wind down now. Couple more postures before Shavasana, corpse pose, full relaxation. Hopefully you feel a little bit more relaxed. Your body feels stretched. Your breath is easy and soft. You're not thinking so much. Going more into that quiet place where the focus is on the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Really good. Lift your head up. Halfway lift. And then exhale. Roll yourself down so you can, actually, before we do that, sorry, this isn't necessary. My body's screaming for it. Cross the arms, hands on either side of the knees. Let your torso lift tall. And then round into it. So this stretches out the low back, stretches out the shoulders before you roll down, which is sort of what we need right now, this counter stretch. Chin into the chest, round into the back. You're holding on. See how heavy your chin can be towards your chest. Good. Head comes up. Switch. Left hand comes out, or whichever hand is on bottom comes out. And we'll switch so that you can do the same thing again. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale to round into it. Good. Chin onto the chest, round into the back. Awesome. Inhale back to center. Now we'll feel better to roll down, don't you think? Absolutely. It's like more connected to your center, to that column. Try to keep your heels on the ground. Get your shoulders to stay on your back and roll, roll, roll using your core. Oh gosh. Once you're almost there, you can lift your heels and upper chest. Hold. And let it go. Wow. Stretch out your arms. Let your arms come above you. Let your feet drop down. Reach, reach, reach. Good. Arms down by your sides. Any last posture that your body wants? Any last posture? Maybe it's happy baby. Maybe it's a twist, a supine twist, supported bridge. So if you've been practicing for a while, you may know all of those. Or you just lay down, letting your whole body rest. Okay? Good. So nice. All right, so thank you. Excellent. Just focus on your breath. In fact, you can let go of that ujjayi, that ocean breath, and just find that almost no breath. Super quiet, super shallow. If there's any thoughts that come in, just let them come in. No need to hold on to them or grasp at them. Let them float away. Just like a cloud coming in and a cloud leaving. And if you feel ready, you can deepen the breath. You can rub the thumb against the tips of the fingers. You can rock the head gently side to side. And then one knee at a time, bringing your knee up to your chest. And the other knee. And a little rock side to side. Rolling to the side, that feels good to roll towards. And with support, the hand that's on top, place it on the ground and come all the way up. Last thing to come up is your chin, your chest, your head. One more breath together, in through the nose. Hold it at that top place, that natural place of stillness. And then let it out through the mouth. All of it. Seal the lips, back in through the nose. Nice. All right, namaste. So good. Love, love, love. You guys practicing with me, Tammy and Kay and Masami. Hopefully that was good. And we got to explore a different location, which is nice. So good. Thank you for being here. Love it. Woo! Yeah, the lighting is so pretty too. Look at that. Oh, good space, because right in front of me, you guys, it's a garage door with all these white opaque windows. And so that's why the lighting's perfect. Very cool. All right, thanks for practicing with me, and we'll have a nice, vigorous class, more warrior sequence on Thursday, okay? Okay, thanks for being here, you guys. Bye. So good. Let me know if you watched the replay here, you guys. It was so much fun. Hopefully everything was good. Sound was good. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.